Hello everyone, welcome to What If Deku Moved On from Uraraka and Fell in Love with Momo movie. Before we start, please go support DevDog756 for writing that awesome fanfic. Chapter 1, Friendship Over. This is a normal day for Class 1A as Izuku Midoriya was getting ready for an important question that would change his life, asking Achiko Uraraka out on a date. Kirishima. You ready, man? Izuku. Yeah, I'm a little nervous about what she'll say. Kirishima. Don't sweat, bro. The worst she could say is no. Good luck. Izuku. Thanks, bro. Izuku then left for Uraraka's room as he was being watched by Momo Yaoyorozu. Momo started getting feelings for the green and black-haired boy after he lifted her spirits after she lost during the sports festival, and the two became good friends after that, but she was upset when she found out Izuku had feelings for Uraraka, but she held on to hope. 20 minutes have passed when suddenly the students who were in the common room were suddenly shocked by a yell from the 4th floor, a yell from Izuku. A yell of malice. Izuku. Save your sorry ass excuses, Kaken. I don't want to hear it. Momo heard that and was worried. She never heard Izuku yell like that, not even in combat. Jiro, shocked and scared. What was with that scream? Momo. No idea. Momo then left towards Izuku's room on the 2nd floor as she reached his room. Momo. Izuku? Are you okay? Izuku. I was, until I found Kaken went behind my back. Momo. Izuku, calm down. What do you mean Bakugo went behind your back? Izuku was about to explain as he was cut off by the person he didn't want to talk to, Katsuki Bakugo. Izuku. What do you want? Katsuki. Izuku, don't be like that. Izuku. You knew I liked Uraraka and that didn't stop you from moving in on her. Momo. You what? Katsuki. Stay out of this, ponytail. Izuku. I went into that thinking she liked you and expecting to be rejected. Izuku was about to speak up, but Momo did it for him. Momo. You thought Uraraka liked Izuku and you still went through with it? Katsuki looked down in shame as he didn't know what to say. Momo. Izuku trusted you. He was your best friend and you went behind his back. Katsuki. I said stay out of this, you hitch. It's between Izuku and me. Izuku then shot up, activated full cowling 25% and kicked Katsuki in the face, sending him into the wall. Izuku. Don't you dare call Momo a hitch! Izuku walked to Katsuki and grabbed him by the collar as their classmates expect for Uraraka gathered outside his room. Izuku. Tell me why. Katsuki. Why what? Izuku. You knew I liked Uraraka and you still did it. Why did you? To buck with me? Katsuki. No, I like her, I really do. Izuku. Yet you didn't think about how I liked her and we both went to confess at the same time. Katsuki. I swear I didn't know you were there to confess. Izuku. Why should I believe that? You playing me now too? Katsuki. Damn it, Izuku, I'm being honest. Ida. Bakugo, you went behind his back and breached his trust, what did you expect? Katsuki. All of you stay the buck out of this. Izuku is too much of a hitch to understand that Uraraka loves me and knows I'm better than he'll ever be. Katsuki yelled in anger as he realized what he said as he say Izuku about he break down. Izuku Kaken. Katsuki. Buck, Izuku, I didn't mean what I said, I swear. Izuku. Admit it, you value a relationship with Uraraka over our friendship. Katsuki. Izuku, that isn't true. Izuku. Then you have to choose right here, right now. Start a relationship with Uraraka or maintain our friendship. Time slowed down for Katsuki as he struggled to make his choice. He tried to follow his heart, but half his heart is saying to choose to be Uraraka, while the other half is saying to stick with Izuku. Katsuki kept struggling with his decision until Izuku cleared his throat. Izuku. Well? Katsuki braced himself as he made his choice. Katsuki. I choose Uraraka. Katsuki said hesitantly as he heard his classmates talk among themselves as he looked back at Izuku. Izuku. I hope you enjoy your relationship with Uraraka, Bakugo. Katsuki looked at Izuku in shock. Izuku. Because our friendship? Over. Katsuki Izuku. Izuku. Friendship over. Yes, this was building up to a him and joke. Sorry, not sorry. Katsuki was about to say something as he saw Momo stare at him with malice in her eyes as he left the room with his head down as the others saw her look and decided to value their safety and left with Bakugo as Momo closed the door as Izuku started to cry. Momo, damn you Bakugo, making my future husband cry. Momo went to Izuku and hugged him. Momo. There Izuku. Izuku. Why? He was my best friend, he was like a brother to me and he betrayed my trust. What did I do to deserve this? Momo. You didn't do anything, Izuku. That was Bakugo's choice and he chose to throw away a friendship with someone as nice, honest, smart and faithful like you. Izuku. Thanks, Momo. I needed to hear that. Momo. It's what friends are for. Is there anything else I can do? Izuku. Traveling back in time and stopping me from having feelings for Uraraka would be nice. Momo. I'd love to do that, but my name isn't Barry Allen. Izuku. Haha. But in all seriousness, can you sleep with me? Momo's heart started to race as her mind was going out of control. Momo. Yes, I will. Izuku and Momo got into bed as Izuku fell asleep. Izuku. Thank you for being my friend, Momo. Izuku said before falling asleep as Momo looked at him, smiling before kissing him on the cheek. Momo. I love you, Izuku. I hope one day you'll think the same of me. Momo then went to sleep as well as she had very pleasant dreams. Well, this is an interesting situation. Izuku cut of his and Bakugo's friendship and Momo is already getting to work on healing the cinnamon roll's heart. What kind of wacky shenanigans will come? Also feel free to give me some feedback and criticism. Chapter 2, Love on the Rise. Momo was currently in the middle of a perfect dream as she was dreaming of her wedding day, and the man she was marrying was Izuku. He was wearing a white suit as he and Momo were slow dancing as the two gazed into each other's eyes as Izuku went in to kiss her when she woke up. Momo, oh come on, it was getting to the good part. Momo complained to herself as she smelled something delicious as she saw Izuku holding breakfast. Izuku. Morning, Momo. Momo. Morning, Izuku. Is that for me? Izuku. Yep, consider this thanks for being there for me last night. Momo. You didn't have to do this, Izuku. Izuku placed the breakfast on Momo's lap as she started eating as Izuku just smiled at her. Momo. That was delicious. Thank you, Izuku. Izuku smiled as Momo got out of bed as Izuku asked her something that surprised her. Izuku. Momo, do you like me? Momo hesitated with her answer as Izuku pulled out a piece of paper which made Momo blush like crazy. On the paper, it had the sentence Mrs. Momo Midoriya repeated multiple times and had a little drawing of her, Izuku and Eri as a family. Momo. Where did you find that? Izuku. I found it in the book you were reading yesterday. I saw you left in the common room and decided to bring back to you as I saw something fall out, and I saw that paper. Momo. I love you, Izuku, I really do. I've loved you since you lifted my spirits after I lost in the sports festival, and it hurt my heart when I heard you liked Uraraka. Izuku. I love you too, Momo. Momo. Really? Izuku. Yeah, I would have asked you out instead of Uraraka, but I felt that you were out of my league, which is why I didn't confess to you earlier. Izuku looked a tad upset as Momo hugged Izuku tightly as he hugged her back. Momo. Izuku, when someone is as kind, helpful, cute, smart, loyal and handsome like yourself, no girl is out of your league. And to prove it. Momo pulled Izuku in for a kiss as he was shocked at first before melting into the kiss. Momo. Believe me now? Izuku. Yeah. So this means we're a couple now. Momo. Yes. I can't believe this is finally happening. Momo was jumping up and down in complete joy as Izuku smiled and grabbed her hand as he grabbed his wallet and a jacket and went out for a date. Kirishima. Wow. Good for Midoriya. Denki. I know, he got rejected one day then literally the next day. He's going out on a date with the most beautiful girl in class. Funny how life works sometimes. Shoto, they are going to have overpowered babies. Shoto thought to himself as he saw Bakugo, looking like crap. Shoto should have stuck with Izuku dude. Brothers before hoes. Kirishima. Hey Todoroki, you've known Midoriya and Bakugo since middle school, right? Shoto. Yeah, why? Kirishima. Have this ever happened before? Shoto. Well, they've gotten into lots of arguments, but they always made up. It's never been like this. Denki. You think there's a chance that they'll rekindle their friendship? Shoto. As of now? No clue, but that falls on Bakugo's decision. Denki. That makes sense, but he made the wrong call. Don't get me wrong, Uraraka's pretty cute, but if I found out me and one of my friends had a crush on the same girl, I'd back off and see how it goes. Kirishima. Smart. Meanwhile, with the precious beans. Izuku. So my dad said that there's no way someone could slip on a banana peel, to which I respond with saying it is possible, and then he humored me, so I finished the banana I was eating and dropped the peel on the ground, and my dad walked on it and slipped. Momo, oh my god, ha ha ha. Izuku. After that I was a proud little kid for proving a grown-up wrong. And my dad's friends teased him about for a while. Momo. Izuku, that was really funny. Izuku. You'd be surprised how many funny stories I have that involve my dad. Izuku was laughing as Momo was staring at him lovingly. Izuku. What? Momo. I still can't believe this is really happening. Izuku. Well, you better believe it, beautiful. Momo. When did you get so confident, Izuku? Izuku. If I said it didn't have anything to do with being on a date with a beautiful girl, I'd be a liar. Momo. Honestly, I thought your stuttering was cute. Izuku. What are you, my mom? Momo. I'd love to be your mommy, Izuku. Momo's mind started to go crazy with fantasies, mainly about Izuku shirtless and being on top of her. Momo's fantasy. Momo's reaction. Momo got herself back together as she thought of something. Momo. Izuku, are you planning on making up with Bakugo anytime soon? Izuku. Maybe, maybe not. I don't want to think about that right now. The only thing I want on my mind right now is in front of me. Izuku was surprised at his confidence boost and the game he's spitting, but he went with it as he saw Momo was blushing like crazy as she smiled at him, as she was certain that she had a one-of-a-kind boyfriend. It can only go uphill for them from here. Here's a Izumomo image I made. Enjoy. Chapter 3, Dinner with the Midoriyas. It has been 5 days since Izuku and Katsuki's fallout, and Izuku and Momo started dating. Izuku was thinking about the past between him and Katsuki. Izuku recalled all the times he bailed Katsuki out of trouble, all the time he voluntarily took the blame for something Katsuki did, every time he helped Katsuki study for tests. All of the teasing for Izuku being quirkless. But the one thing Izuku focused on is when Katsuki yelled that he was better than Izuku would ever be. Sure, Izuku wanted to believe his oldest friend said that out of frustration, but Izuku thought if he actually thought that when Izuku was quirkless, and if he still thought that. Sure, Katsuki always stood up for Izuku when people bullied him for being quirkless before they met Shoto, but Izuku started wondering if Katsuki did it because he was his friend or to rub in Izuku's face that he didn't have a quirk. Izuku also remembered when they were in middle school and when the students assaulted Izuku, Katsuki never used his special treatment from all the teachers to stop it from happening again. And he remembered all the times Katsuki blew him off when they had plans. Izuku knew Katsuki had a life outside of just him, but he could have had the common decency to let him know plans have changed. Looking back, Izuku started to contemplating if Katsuki even saw him as a friend at all. Izuku, everything I've done for him and to help him, and not even a single thanks. Shoto. Hey, you alright? Izuku. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just contemplating life choices. Izuku said nonchalantly as he saw Uraraka walk over to him. Izuku. Oh, Uraraka, what do you want? Achiko. Deku, I hope what happened 2 days ago doesn't change anything between us. Izuku. Don't worry, Uraraka, we're still friends. Izuku said as he unknowingly shot Katsuki a very dirty stare, as he felt his phone vibrate as he saw a text from his mom as he agreed to come visit for the weekend. Izuku, oh mom, you are in for a surprise. Izuku thought to himself when his vision suddenly went dark as Izuku immediately knew who it was. Momo. Guess who? Izuku. An angel? Momo, blushing. Oh, stop it, Izuku. Izuku. Well, am I wrong? You are as beautiful as an angel. Shoto, since when did he start spitting game and where did he learn it? Izuku. So you excited for the weekend, Momo? Momo. Yeah, but I'm also worried about meeting your mom. Izuku. Relax, Momo, she'll like you, I know it. Izuku and Momo left the classroom as Katsuki still was parlayed from the unintentional dirty stare Izuku gave him. Izuku and Momo were outside his mom's home as his mom opened the door. FYI, Inko is in shape. Izuku. Hey, Mom. Inko hugs Izuku. Izuku, I'm glad you're here, sweetie. Who's your friend? Izuku. Mom, this is my girlfriend Momo Yaoyorozu. Inko. Izuku. Mom? You okay? Izuku suddenly was wrapped into a big bear hug from his mother. Inko. I can't believe my baby boy has a girlfriend. Izuku. Mom, can't breath. Also dial it down, will you? You'll wake up the whole neighborhood for crying out loud. Inko. Oh, sorry, sweetie. Come in, you too. Izuku and Momo went into Inko's apartment as the two sat down. Inko. So why didn't you tell me you had a girlfriend and that you were bringing her here? Izuku. I wanted to surprise you. And we got together like 5 days ago. Just as Izuku finished his sentence, he saw someone he wasn't expecting to see today. Izuku. People. Hisashi. Hey, buddy. Izuku. What are you doing here? Hisashi. My job had me relocated back here. I'm back home for good. Izuku ran up to his dad and hugged as he was happy to be stuck with his dad from now on. Izuku. When did you get back? Hisashi. Last month. I would have gone to UA to surprise you, but your mother wanted to surprise you when you weren't busy with UA. That, and she wouldn't let me leave her side at all. Hisashi ruffled his son's hair as Momo was panicking on the inside of it. Momo, Izuku's dad, I need to make a good first impression. I'm Momo Yaoyorozu, Izuku's girlfriend. Hisashi. It's nice to meet you, kid. Hisashi leant over to Izuku. Hisashi. You got a good one, Izuku. I'm so proud of you, buddy. Izuku. Thanks, Dad. Hisashi. Alright, let's eat. Time flied as everyone enjoyed dinner and talked about things, but Izuku was beyond embarrassed when Inko pulled out the baby pictures, which made Momo gush over how cute Izuku was as a baby and pinched Izuku's cheeks as Hisashi gave Izuku a piece of advice for payback. Momo. Man, I'm getting tired. Izuku. Yeah, me too. We should get to sleep. Hisashi. Better not make me and your mother grandparents yet. If only he knew. Izuku. People. Inko slapped Hisashi's shoulder as Izuku and Momo ran to Izuku's room as his parents looked at each other with smiles their faces. Inko. So when are we going to tell them? Hisashi. That I know her parents? Let's let them figure it out by themselves. Inko. Not that. I meant, when do we tell Izuku's going to be a big brother? Hisashi. Let's wait a few days, don't want to embarrass him like you did. Inko. What? Mothers are supposed to show baby pictures of their son to their son's girlfriend. Hisashi. You just had to remind me when I brought you home to meet my parents for the first time. The two laughed as Hisashi realized something. Hisashi. That's odd. Where's Katsuki? You'd think he'd proud of Izuku getting a girlfriend. Inko. Now that you mention it, Izuku hasn't brought him up at all, and when I brought Katsuki up he dodged the subject. Hisashi. They probably got into one of their little spats again. I still remember when they got mad at each other over if Walter could have beaten Alucard if his vampire surgery wasn't botched. Inko. I thought their argument on who's the better live-action Spider-Man was quite memorable. Hisashi. Oh, that got more complicated when Holland entered the equation. Izuku and Momo were in Izuku's room, which to Momo's surprise wasn't completely filled with Almight merchandise, unlike his dorm room at UA, as Izuku making his bed as Momo saw more of Izuku's stuff. Batman, Superman, Nightwing, The Flash, Captain America, Iron Man, you name it, as Momo found Izuku's massive Spider-Man collection. Momo. Izuku, I didn't know you loved Spider-Man. Izuku. Yeah, my love of Spidey came from my dad. My dad absolutely loved Spider-Man when he was my age. Believe it or not, one of the first few things I can remember is watching Spider-Man 2 with my dad. Also, I sympathized with him a lot for some reason. Momo then noticed a Spider-Man costume. Momo. Izu, what's with the Spider-Man costume? Izuku. Well, Bakugo and I were doing a Spider-Man movie marathon before, you know. Momo. Well, what movie did you make it to? Izuku. We finished Spider-Man 3. Momo. So you're on to the Amazing Spider-Man movies? Izuku. Yeah. But I was planning on skipping right to Holland's Spidey since Bakugo hates Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Momo. I love Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Izuku's eye widened as he looked at Momo and smirked. Izuku. So, wanna pick up where I left off with Bakugo? Momo. Yes. Izuku and Momo spent the rest of the day watching the Amazing Spider-Man movies together. Then after finishing those movies they watched Spider-Man, the animated series, for the rest of the day, and enjoyed every minute of it as they fell asleep. Chapter 4, Izuku vs. Bakugo. Days have gone by without Izuku and Katsuki talking to each other, which really put the whole class in a bind. Sure, the two are known for getting into fights multiple times, but they always made up. But now, Izuku is giving his oldest friend the cold shoulder and won't talk to him at all unless absolutely necessary, and that pissed Bakugo off. Katsuki, that damn nerd. Ignoring me because of a girl. Get bucking real. He then got up to talk to Izuku, who ignored him and focused on talking to Momo. Katsuki. Deku. No response. Katsuki. Oi, damn nerd. I'm talking to you. Again, Izuku said nothing as Bakugo had enough and grabbed Izuku by the shoulder, but to his surprise, Izuku grabbed his wrist. Izuku. What? Do you want? Katsuki. I'm trying to bucking talk to you, you bastard. Izuku. And I was focused on talking to my lovely girlfriend and not some dog. Katsuki. What the buck did you call me, you bucker? Momo. You heard him. Now scram, Izu and I are going for a date. Katsuki. Stay out of this, you hitch. Izuku. Don't call my Momo a hitch, you animal. Katsuki. What, you want to fight me, Deku? Izuku got a serious expression as he glared down Katsuki. Izuku. Fight you? No, I want to break you. Everyone present was shocked at Izuku's conviction. Izuku. Meet me at ground beta. Don't be late. Izuku left towards ground beta as Katsuki followed suit. Kirishima. Mr. Aizawa, aren't you going to stop them? Aizawa. No. Bakugo needs a reality check. Izuku and Katsuki arrived at ground beta for their fight as everyone came to watch from the monitor room. Just like during battle training. Katsuki. Look, Deku, I don't want to fight you. Izuku. All evidence to the contrary. You've been wanting to do this since you heard I was quirkless. Katsuki. No, that's not true. I don't want to hurt you. Izuku. Shame. Guess you aren't suited for being the #1 hero, Kaken. Izuku said, pushing a button within his former friend as Katsuki rushed Izuku. Katsuki. I'll make you take that back, you bastard! Katsuki fired an explosion at Izuku as he activated full calling at 20% and jumped back, creating a gap as he charged Katsuki as Katsuki did the same. Izuku. Did that make you angry? Get angry! We putting an end to this foolish game between us once and for all, Bakugo. Katsuki went for a right hook which Izuku caught with Black Whip as Katsuki was pulled towards Izuku. Izuku. Predictable. Izuku kicked Bakugo a good few feet away from him as Bakugo launched multiple explosions at Izuku, who used the smoke generated from the explosions as he snuck up on Bakugo and slammed him against a wall before throwing him through a glass window, making the blonde bleed as Izuku jumped through where the window was. Izuku. Stings, doesn't it? Katsuki. I protected you in middle school, now I'm going to kick your little ass. Izuku. Oh. Bakugo charged Izuku again, but Izuku used Black Whip to bring a metal pipe to him as he hit Bakugo in the face as hard as he can, sending the explosive blonde flying through the wall. Bakugo got up and decided to play a dirty trick as he grabbed some dirt and hid in the dust as Izuku walked into the dust as Bakugo tried to pull a fast one on Izuku, but danger sense went off and Izuku dodged with no difficulty as Izuku pulled a faster one on Bakugo. Bakugo flew into a wall as Izuku started walking to him. Izuku, how quickly bravado goes out the window when you're flat on your ass. That's pretty sad. Bakugo lost his shit as he let off a massive explosion as he flew towards Izuku at top speed. Katsuki. Sad for you. Izuku then dodged Bakugo's attack faster than anyone could keep up with, and then Izuku broke Bakugo's arm. Bakugo held his arm in pain as he glared at Izuku, pissed off beyond belief. Katsuki. After everything I've done for you, and this is how you repay me, Deku? Izuku. Everything you've done? What about everything I've done for you? Izuku launched a kick which sent Katsuki flying back as Izuku quickly closed the gap and grabbed his former friend by the collar as he started punching him. Izuku. All the times I bailed you out of trouble. Punches his face covered for you. Punches Bakugo's side helped you study. Punches him in the gut stopped you from doing something you'll regret. Punches his ribs. How about when I went to rescue you from the League of Villains? Izuku hit Katsuki with a Delaware smash which hit Katsuki dead on, sending him flying back hard as he landed into a building as he laid in the crater as Izuku was standing over him. Izuku. Everything I've done for you, and not a single thanks. Not even one. Izuku then grabbed Katsuki by the collar again as he held him in the air. Izuku. Admit it. You're afraid. Katsuki. Afraid of what? Izuku. Afraid of me becoming stronger than you. Afraid of me not needing to rely on you anymore. Afraid of being alone. Katsuki was surprised and confused why Izuku said he was afraid of being alone. Katsuki. Why would I be afraid of being alone? Izuku. Because everyone we ever knew growing up only praised you only for your quirk. I was the only person who respected you for who you are, not your quirk. Being surrounded by people who only praise you for your talents, and not for you as a person isn't healthy for anyone. Katsuki. I'm not afraid of that shit. Izuku. You should. All the power in the world won't be able you make not afraid of being alone. Izuku then headbutted Bakugo, causing his nose to break and bleed as Izuku dropped Bakugo as he had won their fight and started to walk away, much to Bakugo's anger. Katsuki. You think you're special just because you're dating Ponytail? You're not special, Deku, you never were. Izuku didn't bother to give Bakugo a response as he kept walking as Bakugo made a mistake he'd immediately regret. Katsuki. And Ponytail, she's just a dumb, annoying airhead hitch who doesn't know to mind her own business and has a shitey quirk. And she dresses like a bore. I hate that I made myself write that. Buck him up, Izuku. Izuku stopped dead in his tracks as he activated full cowling at 100% as he turned around and glared at Bakugo as he was pissed. Izuku. Say that again. I dare you! Bakugo was shocked as Izuku rushed him, threw a punch with his left hand that Bakugo barely dodged only for Izuku to knee him in the gut, making Bakugo throw up blood as Izuku headbutted him again and threw him into the ground, ending it with a full power kick to the balls as Bakugo held his family jewels in pain as Izuku towered over him. Izuku. I don't care what you say about me, Bakugo, but you ever shit-talk Momo in front of me ever again, we're going to recreate Vegeta's beatdown on Frieza in Resurrection F with me as Vegeta and you as Frieza. Bakugo passed out as Izuku dragged him back to the others who watched as he threw the unconscious blonde in front of his friends. Izuku. Get him cleaned up and sent to Recovery Girl. Izuku then left with Momo to his room as everyone who just had front row seats to the ass-kicking they witnessed all had one thing on their minds. Never, and I mean never, piss off Izuku. 30 minutes later. Izuku and Momo were in Izuku's dorm room as Izuku saw that Momo was looking away from him. Izuku. Momo, you alright? Momo. Izuku, do you think Bakugo was right saying I'm a bore? Izuku was confused on why she asked that at first before realizing she overheard what Bakugo said about her, and it made him pissed. Izuku. No. He is dead wrong. He's just jealous. Momo. But my costume. Izuku. Hey, your costume was made to work with your quirk. Momo. But it's too revealing and impractical. I guess I really am useless. My costume design is horribly flawed and my quirk isn't all that useful. Momo started crying, which made Izuku sad that her thoughts of self-doubt was coming back as he cupped Momo's face and kissed her, which stopped Momo's tears. Izuku. Don't say that about yourself, Momo. You are the most responsible, nice, respectful, smart, and beautiful girl I have ever met, and you have mastered an incredibly powerful quirk. Don't doubt yourself because my ex-best friend has an inferiority complex. Momo wiped her tears as she looked in her boyfriend's emerald green eyes and smiled. Momo. Thanks for that, Izuku. I need to hear that from you. Izuku then got up and got on the floor near his bed to Momo's confusion. Izuku. I was saving this for a different time, but now's a good time for this. Izuku grabbed a suitcase from under his bed and gave it to Momo as she opened it, and was happy about what she saw, a brand new hero suit. Momo. Izuku, you made this for me? Izuku. Yeah, I had that in the making for a few months now. Had some help with this from Hatsum. Momo was crying tears of joy at her boyfriend's present for her. Momo. Can I try this on? Izuku. Yeah, it's yours after all. Momo ran off to try on her new suit and came out a few minutes later, in her new suit. Izuku. What do you think, Momo? Momo. This is definitely a major improvement over my original costume. Thank you, Izuku. Izuku smiled at Momo, which made the young rich girl's heart melt. Izuku. You're welcome, Momo. Momo wrapped her arms around her man and gave him a hug. Momo. What did I do to deserve someone like you? Izuku. By being yourself, Momo, nothing more, nothing less. The two lovebirds hugged as Momo broke off the hug as she got a smirk on her face. Momo. Now I think my hero deserves a reward. Momo pushed Izuku onto his bed as she kissed him as they had some fun together. Granted, they didn't do the devil's tango, but Izuku and Momo did get frisky with each other the whole night as things were about to get even better for the two young lovers. Chapter 5 Mama Momo. A week has passed since Izuku laid down a beating on Bakugo, who was still recovering from. The rift between the two is worse than before, but Izuku didn't care about it. All he cares about was Momo, and he couldn't be more happy as today was extra important for him. Momo was going to meet Eri as she was nervous. Momo. Oh man, oh man. Izuku. Momo, relax. Momo. How can I relax, Izuku? I don't want to scare Eri. Izuku. You won't, Momo, she'll love you, I promise. Momo. I hope you're right. Izuku and Momo made their way to the common room where Eri was waiting as she ran to Izuku as soon as she saw him. Eri. Papa! Izuku. Hey, Snowball. Eri. I miss you. Izuku. I miss you too. Eri saw Momo near Izuku as she got a bit scared as she backed away from Momo as Momo thought she messed up already. Eri. Who's she? Izuku grabbed Momo's hand as she blushed as Izuku guided her towards Eri. Izuku. Eri, this is Momo Yayorozu, my girlfriend. Eri. What's a girlfriend? Izuku. Oh, well, I don't really know how to explain it, but it's when a boy and a girl love each other very much. Eri thought about it for a second before she realized something. Eri. Does that mean she's my mommy? Momo was shocked as she looked at Izuku, who just smiled and nodded as Momo looked back at Eri and smiled. Momo. Yes, I am your mommy, my little angel. Eri. Mommy! Eri ran over to Momo as Momo picked her up and spun her around as Momo held Eri in her arm. Izuku smiled that Eri accepted Momo as her mom so easily as the newly formed family went out for a family outing. The three were walking around town as they made small stops here and there, mostly to show Eri what she missed out on thanks to a certain monster as they stopped by a clothing store as Izuku and Momo decided to get some new clothes. After picking some clothes to try on, Izuku went into the changing room first as he tried the first outfit as Momo, and Eri thought he looked cool. Izuku. Well? Eri. You look cool, Papa. Momo. You like extremely handsome Izuku. Izuku blew Momo a kiss as he changed into a different outfit, which was a suit as Momo blushed and started getting horny thoughts while Eri thought Izuku looked like a super spy. Momo, oh mom. Eri, you look suave papa. Izuku, thanks Eri. Eri noticed Momo was drooling as she cleaned the drool for her as Momo smiled at her baby girl. After Izuku finished trying on his clothes, Momo went in next as she showed Izuku and Eri her first outfit. Momo, what do my two favorite people in the world think? Eri, you look really pretty mommy. Izuku, you're breathtaking Momo. Momo, no, you are Izuku. Izuku smiled as Momo changed into her second outfit. Izuku, you look good in black Momo, but red is definitely your color. Momo, then you'll like this next one. Momo started changing as Eri had a question for Izuku. Eri, Papa, can I go and play while you and Mommy finish here? Izuku, sure you can Eri. Momo, have fun Eri. Eri, yay! I love you Papa and Mommy. Eri hugged Izuku as she left to play as Momo opened the curtains, revealing she was wearing a red bikini as Izuku was glad Eri left to go play. Momo, like what you see Izuku? Izuku said nothing as he shook his head as Momo leaned in and kissed him. Momo, seductive tone. Good. That's what Mama wants to hear. Izuku was blushing crazy as he fanned himself as Momo had one last outfit to try on. Momo, last but not least, for your eyes only my king. Momo stuck her leg out as she revealed more of her outfit to Izuku as she was wearing some lingerie. Izuku was thankful Eri left to go play as he had a nosebleed as Momo smiled at the control she had over Izuku's instincts. Momo, I'm guessing you liked them all baby? Izuku, Momo, then I'm buying them all. Momo quickly changed back into her normal clothes and went to pay for her and Izuku's clothes as Izuku he cleaned his nose. Izuku, damn it, she knows how to get me going. And I love it. Brat, look at that horn. You look like a freak. Izuku stopped dead in his tracks as he started having unpleasant memories of his past of him being bullied for being quirkless by Bakugo, and everyone else around as Izuku had enough, and refused to see Eri go through the same thing as he stepped in. Izuku grabbed the brat by the collar as the brat saw Izuku's eyes which changed from their normal green to dark yellow eyes filled with hatred and rage. Izuku, what do you think you're doing to my daughter? Brat, I was just… Eri, Papa, you were calling me mean names. Izuku was extremely close to beating the living daylights out of the brat, but ultimately decided against it as he dropped the brat on his ass as he glared at him. Izuku, you need to work on your attitude, you little shit. Brat, I am sorry, sir. I won't do it again, I swear. Izuku, beat it. The brat ran for the hills as Momo picked up Eri and started rocking her to calm her down. Momo, sure, it's okay Eri. Mommy and Daddy are here. Momo, Zuzu, what happened to your eyes? Izuku, what do you mean? Momo, they turned yellow. Izuku looked at a nearby puddle as he saw his eyes were indeed yellow as he started freaking out, but Momo calmed him down by kissing him. Pretend Momo is holding Eri. Momo, I'll always love you Zuzu, no matter how you look. And honestly, I think you look better with yellow eyes. Izuku, really? Momo, really. Izuku, the girl I love said she'll love regardless of how I look and quoted Shrek while doing it. Izuku looked and remembered that the beach isn't far from where they were right now. Izuku, you want to go to the beach for the rest of the day? Momo, I'd love to Izuku. Eri was confused on what the beach is as Momo explained it to her while they were walking to the beach. When they made it to the beach, Momo made a towel big enough for her, Izuku and Eri to sit on as they watched the ocean as Momo was happy that she has gotten what she dreamed of, a family with the love of her life and a beautiful baby girl. After a while, Izuku, Momo and Eri posed for a picture which would definitely be a happy memory for years as they walked back to UA. Chapter 6, Achiko's Perspective. When Achiko started going out with Bakugo, She was pretty happy all things considered, but she hoped that didn't ruin her friendship with Izuku, which he said it didn't, which made her feel a bit better about the whole thing. At first, when she noticed Izuku refused to speak to Bakugo at all, she didn't pay too much attention to it, as that's to be expected when you fall out with a friend. You don't want to talk to them, or see them for that matter. But now, she doesn't know what to think anymore. She just got back to the dorms after visiting her parents, as she saw Bakugo badly injured as she ran to him. Achiko. Katsuki, are you okay? Katsuki. I'm fine. Achiko. No, you're not. Katsuki. Yes, I am. Achiko. No. You're not. Achiko sat him down as she looked for things to patch him up as she started fixing him up. Achiko. What did you do anyway? Katsuki. I got into a fight with that damn Deku. Achiko. What? Katsuki. Yeah, out of nowhere, he started beating me up for no reason and wasn't fighting fair because he didn't give a chance to fight back. I totally could have won that fight. Achiko. Yeah, sure you could. Achiko rolled her eyes at Bakugo's statement, while he kept ranting. Katsuki. That ungrateful unless bastard. After everything I did for him, this is how he repays me? After all the times I saved him from bullies and helping him learn to fight, now he treats me like I'm nothing because of his new stupid rich hitch. Given Bakugo's attitude, Achiko wasn't buying that Izuku started fighting him with no reason. Izuku isn't the kind to just beat someone on a whim. That's more Bakugo's thing. She always knew Bakugo was jealous of Izuku, but now, she's starting to wonder if it's jealousy, and not just pure malice and hatred on his end. She went to treat his wounds, but Bakugo slapped her hand away. Katsuki. What part of I'm fine don't you bucking understand? I am bucking fine cheeks. She rolled her eyes as she left for her room as Bakugo was pissed. Katsuki. Why? Where the hell are you going, cheeks? I'm hurting all over here. Achiko. To my room because clearly you don't need nor care for my help. Achiko reached her room as she slammed her door as she slid down the door, onto the ground as she wanted to know why he treated her like that when she just wanted to help her boyfriend as she started to crying. Achiko. What did I do to deserve this? The next day rolled around and went by as any other at Udade. Expect Achiko avoided Bakugo for the whole day as Achiko was in the common room, thinking as she saw Izuku making something. Achiko. Oh, hey Deku. Izuku. Hey. Achiko. What are you doing? Izuku. Just making a little something for Momo and Eri. Achiko. They're getting along? Izuku. Eri absolutely loves Momo, she even called her mama. Achiko. Really? Izuku. Yeah, it was so adorable. I even got a picture of Momo reading Eri a story. Izuku showed Achiko the picture he took of Momo and Eri on his phone as her heart melted. Achiko. Oh, that's adorable. Izuku. I know, right? Nearly sent me into shock. Achiko braced herself as she wanted to get Izuku's side of his and Bakugo's fight. Achiko. Oh, I heard that you and Katsuki got into a fight yesterday. Izuku. Figures he would have told you. Achiko. Yeah. He told me you started wailing on him out of nowhere, and said you weren't fighting fairly, which is how he lost. Izuku. Ha. Of course he said that. He never could accept when someone's better than him back then, and he definitely can't now. And he definitely had that beating coming after what he said to Momo. Achiko. Then he started going on a tangent, saying you were an ungrateful bastard after all he did for you when you were kids. Izuku. More like he's the ungrateful bastard. I did everything for back then, helped with his homework, did his projects for him, bailing him out of trouble and stopping him from doing something he'll regret. Achiko. You know, sounds like you two have unresolved issues. Maybe you should talk things out with Katsuki. Izuku. Talk things out? With Bakugo? Ha 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 ha. Get real, that dumbass you call a boyfriend can be bothered listen to reason even if it bit his ass off. I should know, it's happened to him multiple times. So shut up and start thinking realistically. Achiko. Okay, I'm sorry Deku, I was trying to help. Izuku. Stop bucking calling me that. Achiko jumped back at the sound of Izuku's scream and slightly over the fact he sweared, as she was a bit scared as she saw that his eyes were yellow instead of green. Izuku. I am so sick and tired of people thinking I'm the one with the problem when Bakugo's been causing problems since day goddamn one. Achiko. Then what's really the problem between you two? Izuku. Why the hell do you care? Achiko. Because I'm your friend. Izuku. Then do me a favor and drop it harder than your family's financial situation. Achiko. What the hell, you jerk, that's uncalled for. I just want to help you make up with your best friend. Izuku. If you still he's my best friend even after you saw how he treats me, we were never friends. Izuku finished what he was making for Eri as he stormed off to his room, leaving Achiko sad that she and Izuku aren't friends anymore, as she wondered what could have led to this. That's when Achiko suddenly had a realization. Was all the result of her choosing Bakugo over Izuku? No, she couldn't be the reason for all of this. Right. Chapter 7 Fresh Start. After Achiko and Izuku fell out, things have gotten worse for her. Whenever she tried spending time with Bakugo, he'd constantly blow her off, saying he has better things to do, but when she's trying to do something of her own, he would drag her along with whatever stupid things he's doing. To make matters worse, Bakugo started getting aggressive with Achiko when she tried to spend time away from him, like when her parents were visiting. He forced her to tell them she can't see them due to schoolwork. One time she tried to apologize to Izuku, but Bakugo stopped her from doing, saying that if she thought of cheating on him with Izuku, he'd make her life hell, as Achiko felt trapped and that it was all her fault. What's even worse is that Mina, Toru, Siro and Kaminari all believe that Achiko and Bakugo are perfect together despite seeing the shit he's done firsthand. This has been going on to Achiko for the past month, but what she didn't know was that today was the she would get a fresh start with love. The class had ended as Achiko saw Bakugo left without, as she was relieved that she didn't have to deal with him for the rest of the day, as she felt someone tap her shoulder. Achiko turned around, expecting to see Bakugo, but to her surprise she was met by Shoto. Achiko. Oh, Todoroki. Wasn't expecting you. Shoto. Sorry if I scared you. Are you busy right now? Achiko. No. Why? Shoto. Well, I was wondering if you'd like to hang out with me. We always hung out with Izuku, Ida and Tsu, but not by ourselves. Achiko. Oh yeah, we haven't. Shoto. So? Achiko thought about it for a while, as she was worried how Bakugo would react if he found out about this. But she realized it'd be fine as long as he doesn't know. Out of sight, out of mind, as they say. Achiko. Sure, let's go. Shoto gave her his hand to hold, which she hesitated to do, but when she did, she felt relaxed and safe as she and Shoto left U.A for some fun. Shoto. So, what do you want to do first? Achiko. Wait, you didn't plan this far? Shoto. I did, but the guy always decides what to do, so I figured it'd be nice to let you decide what we should do. Achiko was surprised that Shoto was taking her opinion into consideration, since Bakugo never let her decide what to do, as she decided to go whatever they feel like, as Shoto liked the sound of that. After a while of walking around and stopping by shops and talking, Shoto offered to have Achiko stay at his place for the night, as it was a Friday, and while Achiko was worried about Bakugo's reaction, but she brushed it off as she accepted Shoto's offer as they went to his home. When they got there, Shoto prayed to God that none of his family was home, as the door was locked, as Shoto unlocked the door, and was glad his family weren't home to embarrass him, especially his sister and mother, as he Achiko went inside. Endeavor's not an ass in this BTW. Achiko. I didn't know your dad and Almight are friends. Shoto. Yeah, my old man and Almight go way back. And while he won't admit, he's his best buddy. Achiko. Sounds like Goku and Vegeta. Shoto. My brother keeps saying that. Shoto led Achiko to the living room as she sat on the couch, as he went to the kitchen and got some drinks and kept talking about themselves. As Achiko got up to get herself another drink, she saw pictures of Shoto and Izuku from when they were kids, and saw one with Izuku wearing shades and I Get Us Into Trouble shirt, with Shoto wearing I Get Us Out of Trouble shirt, while looking annoyed with him. Achiko. Did Izuku actually get you into trouble when you were younger? Shoto. Yeah, surprisingly Izuku did stupid things that I had to get him out because Bakugo was too much of an asshole to help his friend. Achiko got sad and remembered that she destroyed her friendship with Izuku because she was stupid as she saw another picture with Izuku and Shoto as kids as Izuku was comforting Shoto who had a bandage on his face. Shoto. I remember that. Izuku wouldn't leave my side after I got my scar. Achiko. How'd you get anyway? Shoto. By being an idiot near a boiling hot kettle and my mom freaking out, and using ice to fix the burn which only made it worse. Achiko. Does he talk about me after you know? Shoto. A bit. A few days after you guys fell out, he came to me and started venting his anger to me about how you tried justifying Bakugo's behavior and not minding your own business before I literally slapped sense into him and made him realize you just want to help him even though helping him and Bakugo is damn near impossible as he felt bad about taking his anger for Bakugo out on you. Achiko. Why hasn't he tried to apologize to me? Shoto. He thinks you don't want to see him after he brought your family into it, and because Bakugo kept you to himself. Achiko started to break down crying as she fell to the floor as Shoto sat down and comforted her. Achiko. I'm such an idiot, I put myself into this. I destroyed my friendship with my best friend because I fell for his friend who ended up being a villain in a hero's suit. All of this because I want to be a hero. Shoto. Uraraka, this isn't your fault. Honestly, this probably would have happened regardless if you were in the equation. Izuku and Bakugo's friendship was just a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. And it's not too late to fix this. Break up with Bakugo and patch up with Izuku. Achiko. I can't. I'm scared of what Bakugo will do to me, or worse, my parents. I don't want to lose them. Shoto. That won't happen. I promise. And I'll help you break up with Bakugo. Achiko. Really? Shoto. Really. Shoto. If you don't mind me asking, why do you want to be a hero anyway? Achiko told Shoto the reason she wanted to become a hero was to provide for her parents, and mentioned her living condition and told Shoto when she becomes a pro-hero, she'd give her parents majority of the money she'd earned so they could live easy after providing for her despite their financial situation as Shoto got an idea. Shoto. Give me a second. Shoto left for a bit before he came back with a large pile of money as he gave it to Achiko as she counted it as it was a few 100,000 yen as she was shocked. Achiko. Todoroki, I appreciate the thought but I can't take this. Shoto. You should. You need it more than me. Achiko. But won't your dad get mad? Shoto. I don't think he really cares as me and my older brothers yank his credit card when he's not looking 8 times a month and he hasn't yelled at us about it despite knowing we do it so I think he wouldn't mind this. Achiko started to tear up as she hugged Shoto a hug as he hugged her back as Achiko and Shoto realized they really close to each other, as they were both blushing as Achiko's heart was beating fast and she felt safe around Shoto, nothing like being around Bakugo. Achiko. My heart's racing and I feel so calm and happy around Todoroki. I've never felt like this with Katsuki. No, Bakugo and Todoroki is pretty cute. Oh my god, I think I may have found my true love. Shoto, she's so cute. If only she wasn't dating Bakugo, I'd done anything I could to keep her safe and make her happy. But I mean, we could see each other behind Bakugo's back. No bad Shoto, that's cheating and Dad taught me that cheaters never prosper. But then again, it's Bakugo so would it be that bad? He doesn't really seem to care about her. Achiko. I really want to kiss him but I can't since Bakugo said he'll make my life bad if I cheated on him. But he said he'll do it if it was with Midoriya. He said nothing about Todoroki. Shoto and Achiko. Oh screw it. The two leaned in to kiss as Achiko felt like she was in heaven and while it was wrong to fall for Shoto despite being Bakugo, she didn't care and neither did he. Shoto. This may not be the best time to say this since you're with Bakugo but Uraraka, I've had a crush on you since we met but I buried it down after I heard Izuku liked you but now, my feelings for you are back and stronger than before. Achiko. Honestly, I've always found you pretty cute Shoto and after spending the whole day with you, made me realize how stupid I was ever being interested in Bakugo instead of you. I'm in love with you Shoto Todoroki. Shoto. And what about Bakugo? Achiko. We don't need to worry about that. After what you did for me, I'm more confident in myself. When we get back to Udare, Bakugo and me are over. Shoto. Wait, you and Bakugo haven't. You know. Achiko. Nope, this hot piece of mochi is all yours. Achiko shot Shoto a seductive smile as Shoto blushed as the two began to make out on the couch as Achiko took off Shoto's shirt, and Shoto did the same to Achiko as they kept at it. Meanwhile, Izuku was hitting the town with Kirishima and Mineta as Izuku was shopping for things for Momo and Eri as he stopped in his tracks. Mineta's a bro is this and isn't a pervert. Izuku. Oh great. Mineta. What up? Izuku pointed to see Bakugo down the road as they backed up to stay out of sight. Kirishima. Great. Last person we want to run into. They poked their heads out to see what Bakugo was doing as the curiosity ate away at them as Izuku and Mineta saw Bakugo with a girl with fawn hair and was pretty stacked. Of course not anywhere close as Momo as Izuku and Mineta swore they saw her somewhere before. Izuku. Wait a second. Mineta, have we seen that girl before? Mineta. Yeah we did. She's that girl from Shiketsu who made a pass at you during the license exam. Izuku. Hell's he doing with her? Kirishima. Todoroki mentioned that she's in the same remedial class with him and Bakugo. Izuku. Still doesn't answer the question, brah. They saw Bakugo kiss her then slap her ass as they knew what was going down, and were pissed as Kirishima snapped a quick picture with his phone as proof. Mineta. That two-timing bastard. That's what he's been doing for the past month. Kirishima. I can't believe I was friends with him. Izuku. You and me both, bro. Mineta. He's a bucking idiot. That girl is the definition of thrice trap. Kirishima. I don't know, guys, she looks like she doesn't know what she got herself into. Izuku. If it turns out that he gets her pregnant, I will not feel sorry for him. Mineta. Shit, he's coming. Izuku grabbed Kirishima and Mineta with Black Whip as he dashed off with OFA as Bakugo looked at where they just were, thinking someone was there but shrugged it off. Izuku. That was close. Damn it. He caught us, that would have been messy. Kirishima. Now what? Izuku. We tell Uraraka about this and get her out of this mess. Mineta. I thought you weren't friends with her anymore. Izuku. I took my anger out on her when she just wanted to help, and I feel shitey for doing that, I can see it. So the least I can do to make it up to her is tell her the truth. Izuku's phone ringed as he saw it was his mother calling as he answered. Izuku. Hey ma, what's up? Inko. What are you doing right now? Izuku. Just hanging with some of the boys. Why? Inko. Since your dad got back, we have been taking with Mitsuki and Masaru and we made dinner's plans for tomorrow night. To catch up. Izuku couldn't believe what he was hearing as he fumbled with his phone as he managed to come up with a response. Izuku. Really? Inko. Yeah, Mitsuki told me that Katsuki got a girlfriend, which is surprising. You should invite Momo. Izuku. I will let her know. Gotta go, ma. Love you. Inko. Love you too, sweetie. Izuku hung up as he started having a panic attack as Kirishima and Mineta calmed him down. Kirishima. Dude, what the hell happened? Izuku. My parents just made dinner plans with Auntie Mitsuki and Uncle Masaru. Mineta. Who? Izuku. Bakugo's parents. Kirishima. Wait, they don't know what he's done. Izuku. No. They know about his overcompensation and anger issues, but that's it. This is just great. Mineta. So, you're not exposing him? Izuku. Doing that in front of Uraraka is one thing, but in front of his parents is another thing entirely. They already think they're horrible parents due to thinking they're not strict enough with him. Dumping all this of them will just make them feel worse. Kirishima. Dude, it's better for them to know, otherwise Bakugo is going to get even worse if it's even possible. Izuku. Shit, you're right. Izuku knew that he was going to be in for a massive fiasco as he and his bros made their way back to U.A to discuss what to do with this new development. Chapter 8 Shit has hit the fan. End of Kachako, proper start of Tadachako. Izuku and Momo were in Izuku's dorm room as he, Kirishima, and Mineta explained what just happened. Momo. So let me see if I got this right. Bakugo's two-timing Uraraka with some chick from Shiketsu, and your parents made dinner plans with Bakugo's parents, and all of them have no idea what he's really like. Am I right? Izuku. Yep. Momo. So do any of you have any bright ideas? Mineta. Well, we're planning on Izuku exposing Bakugo's true colors to his folks while me, Kirishima, Ida, Tsu and Todoroki wait outside on standby in case things go to shit, which knowing Bakugo, it will. Momo. So, our best bet to go to Bakugo's place for dinner, wait for Zuzu to reveal who Bakugo really is to his parents and hope he doesn't hurt anyone. Kirishima. More or less. Izuku. Actually, he won't hurt anyone. His mother will be quick to beat his ass once she finds out about what he did. And speaking of Shoto, where is he? Momo. I saw him leave the school earlier with Uraraka. Kirishima. Really? Why's that? Izuku. Better than her being alone with Bakugo, that's for sure. Izuku grabbed his phone and dialed Shoto's phone number. Meanwhile at Shoto's home. Achiko. Oh no. Shoto. What? Achiko. Bakugo wants me to come over for dinner to meet his parents. Shoto was about to respond but heard his phone ring as he saw Izuku was calling and answered. Shoto. Hey man. Izuku. Dude, we have a problem, where are you? Shoto. At home, why? Izuku. Get your ass back to the dorms now, and bring Uraraka with you. Shoto. Wait, what does Achiko have to do with this? Izuku. It involves Bakugo and… Wait, why did you refer to Uraraka by her first name? Shoto. Oh shit. I'll explain when we get there. Shoto hung up his phone as both he and Achiko got dressed as they went back to Udade, and Bakugo was still gone as they went to Izuku's room as Izuku apologized up and down about how he treated Achiko, which she accepted since it was kind of her fault in the first place as they showed her Bakugo was cheating on her. Achiko. He's cheating? Shoto. Guess we don't have to feel guilty about this. The two held hands as they knew that meant Shoto and Achiko were together, which they were happy for since it's way better than Bakugo, as Izuku explained the plan to Shoto and Achiko as they agreed on it. The day arrived as they got ready to put the plan into motion as Izuku and Momo left for the Bakugo home, while the Deku squad waited for a bit before following suit. Izuku made sure to leave Eri with Mirio and Nijire for the night as he didn't want his snowball to see what might go down. As the Midoriya family made it to the Bakugo home, they were met with Bakugo's mom Mitsuki as she was surprised to see Hisashi back as she had a brief chat with Inko as she gave Izuku a hug as she saw Achiko. Mitsuki. And you must be Uraraka. How my brat managed to be with someone like you is beyond me. He doesn't deserve you. Bakugo. Shut up, old hag. Izuku. How he was able to trick me that he changed is beyond me. Mitsuki invited the Midoriya family in as Izuku's friends pulled up and waited for shit to go down. Ida. I don't like this. Shoto. Relax, we're not breaking any laws. Ida. That's not what I meant. I meant Midoriya's plan to expose Bakugo. Knowing Bakugo's anger issues, this will backfire really bad. Kirishima. Why do you think he has us staking them out? In case that does happen. Tsu. I just hope Achiko and Yamamoto don't get hurt. Mineta. Like Midoriya will let that happen. Especially with Yaoyorozu. As the night went on, the Bakugos and Midoriyas spent time catching up and reminiscing on past events while the tension was thick between Izuku and Bakugo as half the time, he shot a dirty, hateful stare while the other half. He looked at Achiko with a smile which happened to being when his parents were looking at him as Izuku decided to drop the bomb. Mitsuki. And that's the time Masaru talked Katsuki into putting on a dress. Hisashi. I'd like pictures, please. Bakugo. Quit bring up that story, old hag. It's annoying as hell. Izuku. You should know. Everyone looked at Izuku as Bakugo got pissed off. Bakugo. The hell did you say to me, Deku? Izuku. You heard me. You should know all about being annoying. All your yelling, threats and pathetic ego and inferiority complex is hot garbage. That and you constantly saying you're the strongest and the next one even though you constantly keeping getting your ass kicked and shown up by better and more talented people than you ever will be. Inko. Izuku, calm down. Bakugo. Please, you're one to talk there. You with your stupid selflessness and spouting of teamwork, friends, and trust. All that shit's annoying, just like that little cursed white-haired brat you and Ponytail Boar care about so much. Izuku and Momo couldn't contain their hatred for Bakugo as he just bad-mouthed their precious Snowball. Izuku and Momo. What did you say about Eri? Izuku's eyes turned yellow again as Hisashi was shocked as he cursed under his breath as he thought Izuku was spared from the Midoriya rage, but alas, he wasn't. Bakugo. You heard me, she's a little brat and you should have left her to die to overhaul. Izuku and Momo were pissed that Bakugo just wished death upon their daughter as Izuku has had it with his shit. Izuku. I am going to start beating you now. I don't know when I'll stop, and I'm going to enjoy this far more than I should. Katsuki. Please, you don't have the balls. Izuku rushed Bakugo as he grabbed his legs and slammed him into the wall before slamming him into the ground. Izuku. What's wrong, Kaken? Can't keep up. Izuku grabbed his chair and bashed in on Bakugo's head as the Deku squad overheard their scrap. Kirishima. Shit, game time. The Deku squad opened the door as everyone looked to see them as Bakugo was pissed. Bakugo. What are you shitty extras doing here? Izuku. Eyes on the prize, Jack Hole. Izuku kicked Bakugo in the hick with OFA at 100% as he dropped to his knees in pain as Izuku headbutted him as the Deku squad and his parents held him back. Hisashi. This is probably the wrong time for this, but who's Eri? Izuku. My daughter. I adopted her after I beat Overhaul. Inko wanted to celebrate having a grandbaby, but she surprisingly held back the urge to focus on the Pomeranian in the room. Mitsuki. Katsuki, what the hell is wrong with you? Bakugo. The hell you blaming me for? He started it. Mitsuki. You said he should have left a child to die. What the hell were you expecting? Masaru. I'm starting to get sick of your shit, Katsuki. Doing this on front of your girlfriend, what is wrong with you? Izuku. He never gave a damn about her in the first place. Mitsuki and Masaru looked at Izuku confused while Bakugo was stone cold as he realized what Izuku was doing. Izuku. He never loved Uraraka in the first place, he only dated her just to spite me because he hates me, and he always has. Bakugo. Come on, I didn't say that. We're best friends, remember? Achiko. Really? I believe you said that he was too much of a hitch to understand I love you over him. Bakugo's parents looked at their son as they were disappointed and mad that he got a girlfriend just to spite someone as Izuku put the nail in the coffin. Izuku. And the best part is we have proof of him cheating. Kirishima showed them the picture of Bakugo kissing Kami as they were now pissed that he was playing with two girls' hearts. Izuku. I can't believe I thought you changed. All these years later, you still see me as the quirkless waste of space you can bully and assault for your pleasure. Both sets of parents' eyes widen in shock. Sure, they knew Izuku and Bakugo fell out when they were kids, but this? They had no idea. Mitsuki. What? You stopped being friends with Izuku because he was quirkless? Bakugo. Why should I have cared? Everyone did it. The students, the teachers, held the teachers even encouraged it and turned a blind eye to it all. Masaru. That doesn't mean you should partake in it. We raised you better than that, Katsuki. Bakugo was taken aback by his father's yelling as Inko and Hisashi looked at Izuku as Momo was hugging him, while the Deku squad looked at Bakugo with looks that condemned him. Kirishima. I can't believe I was ever friends with you, Bakugo. Ida. I thought you were bad, but I never thought you were that bad. Tsuyu. I was right when I said you would never be popular. Ribbit. Inko. Izuku, why didn't you tell us? Izuku. I didn't want to cause more stress for you, Mom. You already blamed yourself for me being quirkless and had to take care of me alone since Dad had to work overseas just to support us. I didn't want to burden you more. Hisashi. Remind me to have a chat with your old school. Hisashi's eyes turned yellow as Izuku was shocked that his dad had the same thing as him as Inko hugged him. Inko. You were never not a burden to me, Izuku, you were a blessing. Me and your father love you, quirk or no quirk. Hisashi. Your mother's right. No stupid joint on your toe can make me hate you, buddy. Izuku hugged his parents, but Bakugo, being the hitch he is, just had to ruin the moment. Bakugo. Deku, you bastard! I will do what auntie and uncle should have done before you were born. Before Bakugo could bring any harm to Izuku, he got hitch slapped, not by his mother but by his father. Bakugo. Old man? Masaru. Don't old man me, mister. Your mother and I have officially had it without attitude. Izuku's supposed to be your friend and this is how you've been treating him all this time. Bakugo. Not my fault that he's worthless and a pebble in the way of my greatness. Bastard should have killed himself when I told him. Momo. You what? Everyone, especially Momo, was completely shocked and pissed that Bakugo's suicide baited her hubby as she created some boxing gloves, launched herself onto Bakugo, then started beating the shit out of him. Momo. You bastard! How dare you call yourself a hero? Heroes are supposed to help people, not suicide bait them. You are a villain! Nothing more, nothing less! Achiko walked up to Bakugo and hitch slapped him as he was pissed and hurt for some reason despite him being the two-timer. Achiko. We're over you, hick! Achiko held Shoto's hand right in front of Bakugo while they, Kirishima, Tsu and Ida all lifted Momo off the beaten Bakugo as she tried to break free from their hold as Izuku held her too. Izuku. Momo, calm down. Momo. But he. Izuku. Sure, he's had enough. Izuku was able to calm her down by kissing her as Masaru picked up his beaten son by the collar. Masaru. You are grounded. You will be staying with us until you change your behavior, and if we find about any more dirt on you or hear any complaints about you, you can kiss your hero career goodbye. Bakugo. That's not bucking fair. I'm the next Almight, you can't do this to me. Masaru. More like the next All for One if you keep this up. Now go the buck to your room, now! Bakugo stormed off to his room as everyone was looking at Masaru, shocked. Mitsuki, holy shit, I think I might be wet. Hisashi. Jesus Christ, I never seen you like that before. Masaru. Sorry about that. I don't know what came over me. Masaru kneeled to Izuku and started apologizing. Masaru. Izuku, we're sorry for what Katsuki did to you. Izuku. It's not your fault, uncle. Masaru. But it is our fault. If only we were more strict with him, then maybe this wouldn't have happened. The next few minutes were spent with the Bakugos apologizing to Inko, Hisashi and Achiko for their son's behavior, but thankfully either of them blamed her as they all left as Mitsuki locked the door and shut the blinds, to her husband's confusion. Masaru. Mitsuki? Mitsuki. Couch. Now. Problem. Yes, ma'am. Meanwhile, Bakugo was in his room as he was destroying the place as he was pissed that his hero career was barely hanging on a thread and that he was cheated on as he swore to get revenge on Izuku and Achiko. Bakugo. I told you what would happen if you cheated on me, you hitch! Now you and Deku's lives will be hell! Bakugo smirked evilly as he looked out his window and took a picture of Achiko and Shoto holding hands. Bakugo. I'll make you all suffer for destroying my future. Chapter 9 Lies. After the massive truth bomb Izuku dropped, investigations were launched into his old school where it was revealed that Izuku was being discriminated against by everyone for being quirkless and bullied by everyone, including the whole staff, and let Bakugo and the other students do it scot-free, but they kept it low-key to make sure that Bakugo could get into Udata so their school would mean something. The staff were all arrested during a meeting where they were discussing what to do about Izuku since they all had heart attacks, since that if he wanted to, he could destroy their lives, but figured he wouldn't do that, but that was quickly proven wrong when Aizawa, Hisashi and Nizu arrived with a horde of cops and arrested them all and were all blacklisted from all jobs and sentenced to 50 years in prison, while all of Izuku's old classmates were all blacklisted from hero schools and forced to wear quirk suppression bracelets for 10 years. However, Bakugo was proving to be a huge issue. On the one hand, he can't be at Udate any longer due to both his past and current actions at Udate, but if they expel and blacklist him, there's nothing stopping him from becoming a villain and getting revenge on them all. The Udata staff agreed to put Bakugo on a leash and on very thin ice, and that one more problem. He'd be expelled and forced him to take therapy sessions with Hound Dog, hoping that he could actually change for the better, but that ultimately proven to be nearly unlikely. Meanwhile, Izuku was completely in good spirits and felt like he had plenty of weight lifted off him. All his previous tormentors were all brought to justice while Bakugo and on very thin ice, as Izuku felt even closer with his parents, as he introduced them to Eri like he promised, as Inko and Hisashi were overjoyed they had a cute little granddaughter, as they also told Izuku they were expecting another kid, as Izuku was happy he was going to be a big brother. As for Achiko, she felt significantly more happy with Shoto than she was with Bakugo, since Shoto actually gave a shit about her and treated her like an actual person, and also introduced her to his family, which ultimately ended up being an interesting experience. Rei and Fuyumi were gushing over the fact Shoto has such a sweet girlfriend, while Enji, Toya and Natsuo took the chance and embarrassed the crap out of him. Non-asshole endeavor BTW. But they did tell them what Bakugo did and how he treated her, and that they got together while she was still with Bakugo, which got Natsuo to ask how the joy felt, which resulted in Toya slapping him on the head, as Enji told Shoto that that was beyond a stupid idea, as judging from what they heard about Bakugo, him catching them could have ended horribly, as they should have waited until she broke up with Bakugo. But Enji ultimately let it go, as he sees that Shoto and Achiko are happy together, and that Bakugo was a piece of shit, but didn't let him off easy, as he told Shoto his punishment would be no soba for 2 months, and Achiko seeing all of his embarrassing moments from his youth, which Shoto accepted. That, and he also told Achiko that she'd have to join him in Shoto's training sessions, and said he wouldn't take it easy on her, which Achiko accepted with no issues since she felt it was a suitable punishment. But in reality, Enji just wanted an excuse to spend time with his future daughter-in-law. As for Shoto meeting Achiko's parents, it went more or less the same, except for the fact they were completely surprised that her daughter is dating Endeavor's son, as they jokingly treated him like he was the second coming of Obi-Wan Kenobi. And surprisingly, they didn't care about Achiko going behind Bakugo's back, as they saw him during the sports festival, and they both knew there was something about him, and they were just happy that Achiko found someone who loves her. Izuku and his friends also stopped talking to Baku Squad, since they didn't tell any of the teachers about how Bakugo was controlling Achiko, either because they were afraid of Bakugo or because they didn't care and actually thought they were meant to be. Also, they ran into Kami, as they had to tell her about her getting two-timed by Bakugo, which hurt her, as she thought she found someone who liked her, but to their surprise, Kirishima put on the charm and offered to take her for a drink to take her mind off it, which worked. School just wrapped up for the day, as Izuku decided he'd surprise Momo as she left class early to help Class 1B with something as he left the room, while getting glares from Bakugo, naturally, but from Mina for some reason, as Bakugo and Mina smirked. Momo was finishing help out Kendo as she prepared to meet with Izuku, as Awaze got her attention. Awaze. Yayorosa? Momo. Huh, what is it, Awaze? Awaze. There's something I'd like to tell you. Momo. What is it? This better be short and sweet. I'm late for being with my one true love, Izuku, and our precious angel. Awaze. Screw it. I'd rather show rather than tell. Awaze grabbed Momo's checks and kissed her, which made Momo wide-eyed as Izuku showed up and saw Awaze shoving his tongue down his Momo's throat, which Momo made clear she didn't like by her facial expression, as he pulled him off of Momo and threw him into the wall as he held him by the neck. Momo. Suwu. Awaze. Midoriya, what the hell are you doing? Izuku tightened his grip as all of Class B was watching this unfold, as Monoma looked spooked. Monoma, thank God Midoriya set me straight and got me to stop being an ass, otherwise I'm pretty sure that'd be me. Izuku. Could ask you the same thing, Awahitch? Why are you sucking face with my Momo? Awaze. W-wa? You're dating Yayorosa? Izuku. You're goddamn right. Awaze. I swear I didn't know. Izuku. Bullshit. Give me one reason I don't go all stone cold Steve Austin on your ass. Awaze. Anything but the stone cold stutter. Izuku. Then answer me. Awaze. I swear I didn't know she was off the market. They told me she was single. Izuku. They? Who told you that? Awaze. I think it was Bakugo and your pink alien classmate. Please don't hurt me. Izuku dropped a ways as he apologized for the mishap, which was forgiven, but Izuku swore if anyone tried taking Momo from him, he'd make them wish they were never born. Izuku and Momo left towards the dorms as Izuku was pissed off, as Izuku was completely done with whatever is going on while Momo was downing a thing of mouthwash she had on her. As they got close to their dorms, they saw Eri running towards the school as she saw her mama and papa and ran to them, scared. Momo. Eri, what's wrong, sweetheart? Eri. Auntie Achiko and Uncle Sho. Izuku. Be more specific, Snowball. Eri. The creepy yellow-eyed alien lady burned Auntie Oka and the mean boom boom man hurt Auntie Tsu. Izuku. What? Suddenly, Ida got thrown out of the dorms as he slid right in front of the three, and Ida looked like he's seen better days. Izuku. Ida, what happened? Ida. Never mind me. Uraraka and Todoroki need your help. They started getting manhandled by Bakugo, Ashido, Kaminari, Sato, Aoyama, Siro, Ojiro and Tokoyami out of nowhere. Izuku's blood started boiling as Eri rewound Ida back 10 minutes as he was back in good shape, as he was caught off guard but remembered Eri's quirk. Izuku. Go get Mr. Aizawa and Principal Niza. I'll take care of this. Have a feeling, this is going to be a doozy. Ida ran to get Aizawa and Niza as Izuku rushed to the dorms and kicked the door open as what he saw made him sick to the stomach. Achiko was on the ground in pain, holding the right side of her face and bleeding from the mouth, while Shoto seemed to taken lots more damage as he saw Mineta unconscious and looked like he was dead, while Tsu wasn't looking so great, while Kirishima seemed to have taken some of the beating as he was clenching his ribs, as Izuku also saw Shoji and Koda fending off Sato and Tokoyami as Izuku yelled at the top of his lungs and stopped the cluster buck. Bakugo. Deku, what the hell are you doing here and not crying like the hitch you are? Achiko and Shoto. Izuku. Izuku. What the hell is going on here? Sato. Teaching these cheaters a lesson. Sato punched Achiko in the rib as Izuku ran to him and sent him flying with a well-timed OFA charged punch. Mina. Bakubabe told us they've been dating behind his back since they started dating and that he caught them in the act in his own room. Aoyama. Heartbreakers deserve no mercy. Izuku. Can it Frenchie? Izuku helped Achiko and Shoto up as Izuku saw she had a black eye, while Shoto struggled to stay up as he grabbed Mineta with Black Whip and checked to see if he's dead and was relived when he felt his pulse. Sato. Are you an idiot, Midoriya? Kaminari. I know they're your friends, but that doesn't mean you should help them now. Shoto. You're right about one thing. I'll admit, we started dating behind Bakugo's back. Mina. See? Told you so. Shoto. Expect it was a few days ago. There's no way we could have dated earlier since Bakugo made sure she was closed off from everyone except him. Mina. You're lying. Kaminari. Yeah, he wouldn't lie. Izuku. Did he show any of you proof that he caught them in his bed? Tokoyami. Now that I think about it, he didn't. Bakugo. Who cares if I did or didn't? They admitted to it. Izuku. Like you're any better. Remember we caught he cheating on Achiko with the girl from the license exam. Aoyama. You're lying, Midoriya. I thought you were sparkling. Mina. Yeah, Bakubabe has no reason to lie. Kaminari started getting cold feet as he realized they all jumped the gun and knew Izuku wouldn't make something up. Kaminari. And Midoriya had a reason to lie? Bakugo. Don't get cold feet now, dunce face. Izuku pulled up the picture which he had Kirishima sent him and showed it to everyone, who looked shocked except for Bakugo and Nina. Izuku. This photo was taken by my good man over there at 4:15 in the afternoon, while Uraraka told me she and Shoto kissed and got together at 4:17 in the afternoon. Shoto. And we were at my house, which I can prove. Oh. Shoto clenched his sides as and showed a picture he took of them at 4:18 as the people that started beating discussing that while Shoto and Achiko did cheat, it wasn't in the way Bakugo told them, as Mina started getting mad. Mina. Why are you guys second-guessing this? Uraraka admitted to being a bore. Sure, Bakugo may have over-exaggerated, but the points still stand. She's a bore and Midoriya is in terminal dumbass for dating Yamamoto. Izuku's eyes turned yellow, scaring everyone as Izuku grabbed Mina and Bakugo by their necks and did not let up with his grip. Izuku. And as for you, why did you and Bakuskank tell always Momo was available? Mina. I don't know what you're talking about. Bakugo. Yeah, why would we give a SHKT about your horrible taste in hitches? Izuku's eyes turned to a darker yellow as he tightened his grip as Bakugo started losing air. Izuku. Save yourself the trouble. Always told me that Bakugo and my pink classmate told him my Emo-chan was on the market. And never call her a hitch again. Mina, shit. I knew I should have told Taru to do it. Bakugo, Buck. This gets to my folks, I'm done. Izuku. Answer me or else Izuku's gonna to do something very illegal. Mina and Bakugo. Izuku. 1. 2. Toru. Because they hate you. Izuku turned to see Toru was standing there as Mina shook her head no, signaling that she didn't want Toru to say what's about to say while Bakugo was pissed while Izuku was interested. Izuku. Really? Do tell. Toru. A bit after Uraraka and Bakugo started dating, I noticed that he's starting to get aggressive with her and I told Mina we should do something about but Mina said that he was just keeping her in line and safe and when I confronted Bakugo about how he was treating her, he punched me and used his quirk on me, saying that I should shut up and threatened that if I told anyone what he was doing to Uraraka, he'd do something to me and my family, and I was scared so I kept my mouth shut. Bakugo and Alien Hitch looked mad that Toru betrayed them as Izuku wondered how he fit in this since Mina called him stupid for loving Momo. Izuku. That covers Bakugo. But how does Pinky here fit into this? Toru. Because she's in love with you, Midoriya. Mina. Toru, shut up. Toru. Mina was pissed when she heard that you like Uraraka and she heard that Uraraka liked Bakugo so she talked him into confessing to her which just happened to be the time you went to confess. And she felt like she lost when you and Momo started dating but she found out Always had a crush on her so she and Bakugo told him she was on the market, hoping he didn't know the truth. Toru walked to Ochako as she looked her pink-cheeked classmate in the eyes. Toru. Uraraka. This may mean nothing but I'm sorry for being a coward and not trying to do something to help you. Kaminari. Me too. I should have known better than to jump the gun. I really am an idiot. Izuku dropped Mina and Bakugo as he went to bring Ochako and Shoto to Recovery Girl but Bakugo tried to either kill or knock him unconscious to save his ass and was about to use his quirk but nothing happened as he was caught in a familiar cloth. Izuku. Mr. Aizawa. Aizawa. Ida, take Uraraka and Todoroki to the old lady now. Ida took Ochako and Shoto from Izuku and took them to Recovery Girl while Aizawa tightened his cloth around Bakugo. Aizawa. You alright, Midoriya? Izuku. Physically, yes. Mentally, I'm livid. Aizawa smirked as he looked at Bakugo with a shit-eating grin. Aizawa. I should have done this at the start of the year. Katsuki Bakugo, you are expelled. Bakugo's eyes widened as he heard those words in his mind as his mind snapped as he looked at Izuku and couldn't accept that it wasn't Izuku's fault but rather his own. Aizawa. As for the rest of you, you are all on house arrest and have to do remedial classes for the rest of the week and have to write a 10,000-word apology to both of their parents, except for Hagakure and Kaminari since they have remorse for what they did, they just have house arrest for half a month. Izuku walked up to his old friend and knocked him out cold as the people who attacked Ochako and Shoto went to their rooms in shame while Mina looked at Izuku who just gave her both middle fingers as Aizawa threw Bakugo over his shoulder. Izuku. You do know Bakugo will definitely become a villain, right? Aizawa. Hell, with you on outside I'm not too worried. Also, I want to say I'm sorry. Izuku. For what? Aizawa. For writing off Bakugo's behavior towards you as just dumb jealousy. I should have known it wasn't that simple. Izuku. Don't beat yourself over it, old man, even if you did, they falsified his records and hide the truth from our parents so you would have been back to square one. Aizawa. I guess you're right. The two walked to Nisa's off as Bakugo came to as he got an earful from his parents as Mitsuki dragged him out of the school while Nisa told them to keep a close eye on their son, knowing that he would definitely try and become a villain as Izuku and Aizawa saw him off with middle fingers. Aizawa. Heard Hisashi and Inko are expecting another kid, congrats. Izuku. And I heard you and Ms. Joke are finally a thing. Aizawa. Wow, how did you know about that? Izuku. You just told me. Aizawa. Well played, smartass. The two just laughed as Izuku kept the idea of Bakugo coming back for revenge was unlikely to not happen. Izuku, you know, if you come for me and my family, I swear to Kami, I will make you wish you never chose to be a prick, believe it! Chapter 10, Momo's Unforgettable Birthday. Months have passed since Bakugo was expelled as things looked brighter than ever before. Izuku's life has never been brighter than his. Of course, Izuku knew that Bakugo could attack him out any moment as he'd been training harder than before as he had his family to protect as he knew Bakugo wouldn't just go after him without training. Toru and Denki finished their punishments and after a bit, was accepted as part of the Deku squad while the other morons were put through the ringer by Aizawa due to his disappointment with their stupidity as they tried to get Izuku to forgive them which backfired since they tried to force forgiveness which they couldn't seem to get. Meanwhile, Mina was depressed that she lost any chance of being with Izuku since he's with Momo and completely stopped talking to her outside of class as she absolutely hated Momo and considered killing her to get her out of the way, but she used her brain for once and realized that Izuku would probably kill her for killing Momo as she was lost. Also, Izuku got to meet Momo's parents, which went really well since Izuku was expecting it to be stressful, but no, Momo's parents were very nice people and accepted Izuku into the family since Momo told them everything about him as Momo's dad was very friendly while her mother took no time telling Izuku stories about Momo as a baby which completely embarrassed Momo, which Izuku found cute. And the fact that turns out Momo's dad is friends with Hisashi, which Izuku was surprised by but also wasn't too surprised given his dad's swagger. Right now, Momo's birthday was 10 days away as Izuku was planning on giving his queen a birthday she'll never forget as Izuku held a small box in his hand as he heard his door open and hide the box, thinking it was Momo, but was relieved to see it was just Eri. Eri. Papa, ready for Mama's birthday? Izuku. Of course I am, Snowball. Eri handed Izuku her present from Momo, which was a picture of them together, as a happy family as Izuku hugged his daughter. Eri. You think Mama will love my present? Izuku. Of course she will, Snowball. Eri. You have your presents for Mama? Izuku. Yeah, I have plenty of gifts for your mother, plus one she won't forget. Eri. Why is it, Papa? Izuku. Promise you won't tell her. Eri. I won't. Izuku. I'm going to make Momo truly your mother. Eri. Huh? What do you mean, Papa? Izuku. I'm going to ask her to marry me. The 10 days passed as it was Momo's birthday as her parents threw a massive birthday party at their home with help from Izuku as Momo was in her room, changing into a red dress. Momo. Keep it together, Momo. It's your first birthday with your boyfriend and daughter. Why am I so nervous? Momo calmed herself as she went downstairs and saw the guests have arrived as she saw her friends and the rest of her classmates, which she invited out of obligation. She was talking with Jiro, Tsuyu, Achiko, and Shoto while waiting for Izuku and Eri as she felt someone tap her shoulder as she turned to see her boyfriend behind her. Type. Izuku. Izuku. I overdressed, didn't I? Momo. No, you look great, baby. Izuku. Ah, thanks, sweetie. Got this 50% off. Momo. I'd like it better if they were 100% off. Izuku. Oh God. Take me already. Jiro. Get a room, you too. Momo shot her boyfriend a very seductive smile as she straddled Izuku as she felt someone pull her leg, which ended up being Eri. Eri. Mommy, look how pretty I am. Momo's mood immediately changed as she saw how adorable her baby girl looked as she picked her up. Momo. You are adorable, my little angel. Eri. You look very pretty, Mommy. As the party continued, Izuku and Momo talked with their friends as time came for Momo's presents, as she got mostly what she expected from everyone except for Izuku and Eri. Eri gave Momo her picture, which made Momo happy as she kissed Eri on her horn, as Izuku had a few gifts for her. First were matching red and green sweaters, the second was a heart-shaped necklace with her name engraved into it along with a copy of the picture of her, Izuku and Eri at the beach, and the last one was an important one. It was matching red and green bracelets which can track the other and send a signal between each other, so if they miss each other or are in danger, they can find each other in a flash. However, Izuku wasn't finished yet, as Momo saw music equipment set up as Izuku went up on the stage and invited Momo to join him, which she did as Izuku looked at Jiro and winked at her, which she did as well. "Jiro, you got this, mobhead." A song started playing as Momo realized the song playing was Devils Never Cry, from her favorite video game Devil May Cry 3, Dante's Awakening. Izuku. Steal a soul for a second chance. But you will never become a man. My chosen torture makes me stronger. In a life that craves the hunger. A freedom and a quest for life. Until the end, the judgment night. Bless me with your gift of lights. Righteous cause on judgment nights. Feel the sorrow the light has swallowed. Feel the freedom like no tomorrow. Stepping forth a cure for soul's demise. Reap the tears of the victim's cries. Yearning more to hear the suffer of the demon as I put it under. Killed before, a time to kill them all. Pass down the righteous law. Serve a justice that dwells in me. Lifeless corpse so far as the eye can see. 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 Type. Bless me with the leaf off of the tree. On it I see the freedom rain. We are falling. The light is calling. Tears inside me. Calm me down. Midnight calling. Mist of resolving. Crown me with the pure green leaf. Momo and Izuku. Praise to my father, life of a vengeance, a passive test. Blessed by the water, until the grave I will rest. Black night, dark sky, engage the pressure until it crumbles. The devil's cry, the existence of the lifeless back souls. Bless me with the onward to the sacred battlefield. Leaf off of the tree, where justification and limits are revealed. On it I see, tools of steel and rage they conquer. The freedom reign, weed out the killing of victim stalker. We are falling, the power is proven to end the madness. The light is calling, upon I take it to end the savage. Tears inside me, the rays of light, a truth of meaning. Calm me down, to my father the blood is pleading. Midnight calling, a justice rage for all to feel. Mist of resolving, with innocent cries and hatred squeals. Crown me, with that the gore of evil seems to satisfy. Pure green leaf, when slain and maimed and pacified. Bless me with the, my chosen torture makes me stronger. Leaf off of the tree, in a life that craves the hunger. On it I see, a freedom and a quest for life. The freedom reign, until the end the judgment night. Praise to my father, watch the footsteps but never follow. Blessed by the water, if you want to live tomorrow. Black night, dark sky, steal a soul for a second chance. The devil's cry, but you will never become a man. The crowd went wild as Izuku and Momo bowed, as Momo was a bit embarrassed to be getting all this praise on her birthday as Izuku spoke. Izuku. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here all night. Now, while we're up here, there's something I want to say. Izuku turned to Momo as a spotlight was pointed at them, but they were focused on each other's eyes. Izuku. Momo, I know I don't need to say this, but I love you with all my big green heart. After I was betrayed by someone I thought was my friend, you were there for me. You helped me get over it, and stole my heart, and made me the happiest man on earth, and gave Eri one hell of a mother. Now I want to make you the happiest woman on earth. Izuku got down on one knee as he grabbed the box and opened it, revealing an emerald engagement ring, as Momo couldn't believe this was happening. Izuku. Momo Yayorozu, will you marry me? Momo. Yes. 1,000,000 times yes, Izuku. Mina's heart twisted and shattered as Izuku got back on his feet and slid the ring on Momo's finger as they kissed as the crowd went nuts as their mothers were crying that their babies are growing up while their father's fists bumped. Eri then ran to her parents as they picked her up as Eri grabbed the mic from Izuku and had something to say. Eri, Mama and Papa are getting married! Everyone had heart attacks over how cute Eri is as the party kept going as Izuku and Momo danced the night away. Momo, I love you so much, Sue baby. You gave me the best birthday of my life. Izuku, I'm glad, Momo. I will always love you. Momo, and I will always love you too, Izuku, no matter what. Izuku and Momo, till death do us part. The two kissed again as Eri snapped a picture using Inko's phone as she smiled. Happy birthday to Momo Yaoyorozu, best girl, Izuku's queen and Eri's best mama. Izumomo forever. Chapter 11, Even More Good News. After Izuku and Momo got engaged at Momo's birthday, the two were more happy than they'd been yet as Momo was getting married to the man of her dreams and has a beautiful little snowball for a daughter as their friends were happy for them while Eri was overjoyed that her mama and papa were getting married and got a bit too excited about having younger siblings to which she asked Izuku and Momo where babies come from. Needless to say, Izuku and Momo had a fun time trying their best to explain that to Eri without ruining her innocence. Of course, not everyone was happy as Mina was now completely depressed as she has no chance getting with Izuku even though she had no chance to begin with as she started to fully entertain the idea of going full-on Yandere mode and kill Momo, but that also is impossible as Izuku and Momo were almost never apart, and that Nizu allowed Izuku to share Momo's room to make room for two new students for 1A, which are Shinso and Kami. Surprisingly, when Izuku moved into Momo's room, he barely brought any of his AM stuff from his room as Momo asked why that was, to which Izuku just told her that he loved her more than his AM collection and sent it back to his parents' place as Momo was touched that she was the thing Izuku loved most as after Izuku was finished unpacking, he and Momo just cuddled for the rest of the day. After school on Friday, Izuku and Momo visited his parents for dinner and for majority of the time, Inko was going on about the planning she and Momo's mom had for the wedding and that it should be ready to go in a few months as Momo was really happy that her mom and future mother-in-law were taking the wedding very seriously while Izuku and Hisashi just watched Inko going on about the wedding. Yeah, how they are able to live with and contain Inko's antics, no one will never know. Izuku, you're definitely on top of this, Mom. Inko, of course I am. I want my baby boy's special day to be wonderful and unforgettable. Izuku, you think getting married to the girl I love would be enough to be unforgettable? Inko, and that's not the only bit of good news. Izuku was confused by that as Inko gave Izuku a mug and a t-shirt that both said World's Best Big Brother on both, which confused him further. Izuku, I appreciate the gift, Mom, but I'm not a... Wait a minute. Izuku looked at his gifts, then to his parents, who were both smiling as he looked back and forth for a few seconds before realizing. Izuku, I'm going to be a big brother? Inko nodded as Izuku hugged his parents, as Momo joined in on the group hug. Izuku, so is it a boy or a girl? Hisashi, we're having twin girls. Momo was excited that she was going to be a big sister, as she then started daydreaming about her and Izuku having children. Izuku, have you picked names yet? Inko, not yet. Izuku, I have some. How about Izumi and Hina? Inko, those are lovely names, honey. Inko smiled before she hugged her little boy as the family continued having dinner as Izuku and Momo were coming up with things to buy for the babies as after they finished dinner, they went into Izuku's room, which he also cut down on the Almight merch like he did at U.A as they sat on Izuku's bed as Izuku couldn't contain his excitement. Izuku, I can't believe that I'm going to have younger siblings soon. Momo, they're going to look so adorable. Momo imagined multiple possible different looks for Izuku's sisters and all of them looked adorable as Momo then started thinking about she and Izuku having children and how adorable they would look as she looked to her green hubby. Momo, hey Izuku? Izuku, what's up, Momo? Momo, do you think our babies will look adorable when we decide to have them? Izuku, of course they will, I have no doubt that will be the case. I can imagine our daughter looking just like you but with my eyes and freckles. Momo. And I can see our son looking like you with my eyes and hair color. And that Eri would be extremely happy being a big sister. Izuku smiled as he cuddled with Momo as he grabbed his blanket and put it over them as Momo placed her head on Izuku's chest. The two then drifted off to sleep as both Izuku and Momo dreamed of their future kids, to which Momo did not want to stop dreaming about. As the weekend passed, Izuku and Momo helped Inko with get things for the babies while Eri was overjoyed that Izuku was going to have siblings, to which Izuku found it funny that Eri would be older than her aunts, as the lovely couple returned to school once again, to which it went off without much issues. After class wrapped up and the students went to their dorms, to which Izuku and Momo ignored everyone who wasn't Eri or their friends as Mina watched how happy they were and hated that it was Momo who Izuku fell for as she looked at her hands and ultimately made a decision as she glared at Momo with rage as she and Izuku were none the wise about what was about to happen. Chapter 12, The Wedding. Days have passed as Izuku and Momo's wedding was being planned and went so smoothly that the wedding was to be held halfway through the next month. They planned to invite everyone except the people who trusted Bakugo and Mina, with the expectation of Denki and Toru, as Izuku decided to have Denki and Shoto as his best men while Momo had Kyoka, her maid of honor, with Achiko and Toru as her bridesmaids. They also decided to have Eri be the flower girl and Kota be the ringer bearer. While the days went by, Denki noticed that Mina has been giving Momo extremely dirty looks, which made him a tad uncomfortable as something about them made his skin crawl. Izuku was out tuxedo shopping, which Shoto said he'll pay for, and by he'll pay, he actually means using his father's credit card, as Izuku settled for a green tux while Shoto figured he and Denki should get tuxedos as well. As they went back to Udade as they were in Izuku's dorm room. Izuku. Oh man. I'm so excited. The wedding can't get here fast enough. Shoto. I'm surprised you aren't stressed. Izuku. Why would I be? Shoto. You know, writing your vows and that jazz. Izuku. Oh, I'm not doing that. Figured it'd be better to speak from the heart. Shoto. That's fair. Looks at Denki. Kaminari, you okay? Denki. Huh? Oh, I'm fine. Izuku. You sure about that? Denki. It's just, Ashido has been giving Momo really dirty looks for the past few weeks. Shoto. So, she's still jealous Izuku picked Yayorozu over her. Denki. Yeah, but something about these particular glares really wasn't sitting right with me. It was like jealous, bitter ex-girlfriend mixed with a semi-Yandere glare. Shoto. Semi-Yandere? Oh, that can't be good. Izuku. Why do I feel intrigued and turned on by the idea of Momo as a Yandere? Shoto. Earth to Izuku. Izuku. Oh yeah? Ashido has to be planning to do something to Momo, or worse, Eri. Denki. Well, what do we do if she does go through with that? Izuku. Well, Ashido shouldn't be that stupid to try something while Momo's been guarded, but I wouldn't be surprised if she was. Shoto. I'll ask Machi and Jiro to stay with her when you're not with her. Izuku. Ask Kirishima too. As the wedding grew closer, Izuku and his friends made absolutely sure that Momo would be safe, as he told her about Denki's hunch, as Momo told him that she'll be fine given that he's protecting her while she could handle Mina by herself relatively easy. And it went like that for a good while, Izuku staying by Momo's side while Kyoka, Achiko, Kirishima and also Kami stood by her whenever Izuku had to do something by himself, and Mina never made a move. 3 days before the wedding, the evening rolled around as Momo was in her room with Kyoka and Achiko spending time together, while Momo was understandably excited for her wedding when Achiko had to go to the bathroom. Leaving the besties by themselves as Kyoka smiled that her best friend was getting married, and she hugged her as 20 minutes passed and Achiko hadn't come back from the bathroom. While granted Momo's room is on the 5th floor of the dorms, but it shouldn't take her almost half an hour to get there and back, as Kyoka tried calling Achiko but she didn't answer, which worried Kyoka a bit as she and Momo decided to go and check on her. The two made it to the common area as they went to check the female bathroom, as Kyoka went in as Momo was about to follow her when she heard something from the kitchen as she made a staff and checked what it was in case it was a villain, as suddenly Kyoka screamed as Momo ran to check on her when she was suddenly tackled by Mina as Momo dropped her staff. Mina. Jiro just had to make this complicated. Mina started to choke Momo, but her grip wasn't that strong as Momo headbutted Mina before punching her in her boobs before jumping back onto her feet. Mina. You hitch! Momo. Ashido, why are you doing this? Mina. Because you and Uraraka stole Midori from me. I'm the one he should have fallen in love with. Momo. I stole him from you. Hitch please, you never had a chance with Izuku. Mina threw some of her acid at Momo, which Momo dodged as she made a flashbang grenade and threw it at Mina, blinding her as Momo tackled her as Momo made Quirk canceling cuffs and tried to slap them on Mina, but Mina got her eyesight back and kicked Momo below the belt and threw her off. However, Momo was able to resist the pain as she stood up as she saw a nearby tray as Mina got back up, only for Momo to bash her face with the tray and slammed her into the wall as she pressed her arm against Mina's neck. Momo. Izuku never liked you the way you like him. Get over your damn self. Mina. No. A stupid, arrogant, rich brat like you or a plain-looking, broke hitch like Uraraka don't deserve someone like Midori. Momo. Oh really? Coming from someone who has no sense or privacy or personal space who never takes anything seriously. Mina. At least I earned my place here and didn't rely on mommy's money. Momo grew irritated. Mina had the audacity to say she didn't earn her place in Udate as she pressed her arms harder against Mina's throat. Momo. At least I'm not the moron who's trying to kill the daughter of the country's richest family. Cameras are all over the place and the melted objects would have obviously been pointed back to you. Mina. Who said I was going to use my quirk to kill you? Mina grabbed a knife she was hiding as she stabbed Momo in her side multiple times before kicking her onto the ground, but before she could do any more damage to Momo, she was sent flying into the wall before being restrained by familiar tendrils as Mina saw something that absolutely horrified her. Izuku pulled Mina towards him as Eri ran over to Momo and used her quirk on her, and rewound her back a few minutes as Momo's stab wound was gone as she hugged her snowball. Izuku. You have some nerve to try to kill my beautiful Kriati 3 days before our wedding, Ashido. Mina. Emma Midori, wake up and realize I'm your one and only. Izuku. That's a load of BS. I haven't once nor will I ever love you. Suddenly Nizu, Aizawa and All Might showed up as Mina knew she was screwed as she weighed her options as she tried throwing acid at Eri, which Aizawa tanked as Mina ran out of the dorms, now being seen as a villain as Izuku, and the others tended to Aizawa. Are you okay, Aizawa? Aizawa. I'm fine. Acid isn't lethal, but it sure as hell stings, like soap in the eye. All Might ran to the female bathroom door, which Mina barricaded as Kyoka and Ochiko came out. Turns out Mina knocked Ochiko out to tie her up and waited for Kyoka to check on her, but didn't expect her and Momo to check on her together. Izuku. Momo. Are you alright? Momo. I'm fine, honey. Thanks to you and our little snowball. Izuku. I should have stayed her. This wouldn't have happened and… Momo cut Izuku off as she kissed him, to which Eri giggled and clapped. Momo. Zuzu, I'm alive. That's all that matters, right? Izuku. I know, I just didn't want to lose you before our wedding. Momo. It'll take more than a stupid pink alien to get rid of me. Speaking of which, what do we do about her? Nizu. Well, she was dumb enough to not take care off the cameras, so we have proof she tried to kill you, and the fact she's pink will make it easy to find her. Izuku. And thanks to a little help from Hatsum, she can run but she can't hide. Izuku pulled out some kind of device as Momo realized what it was as they went to get some rest. 3 days later, the wedding had finally arrived as everyone Izuku and Momo invited, which was their families, their friends and 1B, who were all sitting down and talking as Aizawa and Endeavor were on standby in case someone tries to crash the wedding, while Izuku was waiting for his future wife, nervous beyond belief. Koda. You okay, big bro? Izuku. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just really nervous. Hisashi. Hey, it's fine to be nervous, son. Trust me, I was just as nervous when your mother and I got married. Shoto. Dude, you got this. The doors suddenly opened as Izuku saw Momo in her wedding dress, and he was blown away. Izuku thought she couldn't get more beautiful as her father guided her down the aisle as Eri was scattering petals while Kyoka, Achiko and Toru followed behind her as they reached the end as Momo's dad let her go as he was holding back tears that his baby girl was getting married and sat down beside his wife as Momo and Izuku stood before Nizu who was serving as the priest. Nizu. Dearly beloved, we are all here today to witness the marriage between Izuku Midoriya and Momo Yaoyorozu. Now they may exchange their vows. Momo. Izuku, I couldn't begin to describe how much I love you. You're so kind, caring, brave, sweet, and helpful. You've helped me better understand my quirk and myself, especially when you lifted my spirits after you lost to Tokoemi during the sports festival. And the way you helped Eri get over her trauma and became her father was beyond adorable. I've always dreamed of my wedding since I was a little girl, and I can't imagine living the rest of my life with someone other than you. I love you, Izuku Midoriya, and I always will. Izuku. Momo. Even before we started dating, I knew you were different from any other girl I met before. Even after we got to know each after the sports festival, you kept on surprising me. And after we started dating, oh my god, I've never felt better in my life. You've helped me become a better and stronger person, and how Eri sees you as her mother is the cutest thing ever. I love you now and forever, Momo Yaoyorozu. Nizu. Those were both beautiful speeches, you two. Now, if anyone objects to their marriage, speak now or forever hold your peace. Nobody objected as Nizu continued with the ceremony. Nizu. Izuku Midoriya, do you take Momo Yaoyorozu as your lawfully wedded wife? In sickness, in wealth, and as long you both shall live? Izuku. I do. Nizu. Momo Yaoyorozu, do you take Izuku Midoriya as your lawfully wedded husband? In sickness, in wealth, and as long as you both shall live? Momo. I do. Koda walked over with the rings as Izuku and Momo grabbed them and slid them onto each other's ring finger. Nizu. By the power invested in me, the rat god, I pronounce you as husband and wife. Izuku lifted Momo's veil as they kissed as everyone cheered and busted out into applause as their parents were happy their kids were growing up as Eri hugged her parents as Momo picked up Eri as the wedding reception began a while later with people congratulating Izuku and Momo for their marriage while Shoto, Denki and Kyoka gave their speeches about them. The celebration continued on as Izuku and Momo were dancing while Kyoka was singing in the background as the newly wedded couple were looking into each other's eyes. Momo. I can't believe we're married now. Izuku. I know. Now we have the rest of our lives together, Momo. Momo. I love you, Izuku. Izuku. I know. Meanwhile, Mina was in hiding after she tried to kill Momo, which was broadcast throughout the country as Nizu said that whoever finds her and brings her in will be rewarded handsomely, as Mina actually used her brain for once and covered up her face so she wouldn't be noticed when she got a call. A call from Bakugo, which she answered it. Bakugo. Raccoon Eyes, I heard about what you did. Takes guts. Mina. Why'd you call me? Bakugo. I want to make Deku suffer like the insignificant, worthless little hitch he is, and you want to kill Ponytail. We work together, we can get what we both want more than anything. Mina. I'm listening. Chapter 13, End of the line. Izuku and Momo's honeymoon lasted for about 2 weeks as they returned to school, and they didn't miss much as Aizawa purposely reviewed old topics until the married couple returned from their honeymoon. Naturally, Eri was happy to see her mama and papa again as they had a present for Eri they got during their honeymoon, which were plushies of them which Eri loved and promised Izuku and Momo she'd keep them close to her forever. Of course, they couldn't rest easy yet since they still have Mina to deal with. And due to the device May made for Izuku, which ended up being a tracking device, finding her would be easy. However, Izuku had a hunch that Mina would likely turn to Bakugo for revenge, which he was banking for so he can deal with two problems at the same time, as Nizu gave Izuku, Momo, and the Izu Squad full permission to use their quirks as Izuku was getting ready to go. Momo. Almost ready to go, Aizu? Izuku. Yeah, just need one last thing. Izuku pulled out a case as he opened and grabbed what was inside of it as Momo's eyes widened while Izuku just glared at it. Izuku. That bastard was good for something after all. Time skip. Izuku and his group were following the signal as it got stronger and stronger the closer they got as they found Mina talking with Bakugo in an alleyway as they moved to corner them. Achiko and Shoto moved to cover one end as Ida and Tsuyu covered the other, as they made their presence known to them. Bakugo. Icy hot? Cheeks? Achiko. Bakugo, Mina, it's over! Bakugo turned to the other way but saw Ida and Tsuyu blocking the path. Ida. Just come in quietly and no one will get hurt. Bakugo. You hitch! Bakugo blasted Mina, which sent her flying into the wall, knocking her out cold as he used his explosions to reach the rooftops, only to find Izuku waiting for him, while Momo's behind him with a knife around his neck. Izuku. Give it up, Bakugo, you can't win. Momo. Surrender or else I'll cut your throat. Bakugo. You don't have the bucking guts to kill me, Ponytail. Momo. First time for everything. Bakugo smirked and elbowed Momo in the gut, which made her lose her hold on him as Izuku rushed towards him, but Bakugo used an explosion to blind him, before throwing Momo into Izuku, making Momo lose the knife as Bakugo started to run for it. But then he felt something grab his leg and saw Tsuyu had her tongue wrapped around his leg as he forgot Tsuyu could climb walls as she threw her head back, which slammed Bakugo into the ground. Then Bakugo used a small explosion on Tsuyu's tongue to burn it, which made her let go as he kept running. Then Bakugo got a kick to the face from Ida, who got into the rooftops, as well as Shoto with help from Achiko's quirk as Bakugo got speed blitzed by Izuku before meeting a dual kick by Izuku and Ida. Izuku. Damn it, Bakugo, give up, now! Bakugo. Never, I won't stop until you're put in your bucking place and broken beyond repair, Deku. Izuku and Tsuyu both tried restraining Bakugo, but he used his explosions to avoid Black Whip and Tsuyu's tongue before flying towards Izuku at top speed and flew into him, forcing Izuku off the rooftop as they had a mid-air brawl. After landing some decent shots, Izuku forced Bakugo off his before using Black Whip as it attached to a street lap, allowing Izuku to swing around and land on his feet as Bakugo used his explosions to hover onto the ground. Izuku looked at everyone who was nearby as he yelled at them to run as Bakugo flew at Izuku and threw him into the ground, only for Izuku to put his feet on his chest and pushed him away, giving Izuku room to backflip away to make space between them. Izuku, as much as I want to humiliate him from everything he did to me, I have to end this now before he starts endangering innocent people. Bakugo. Die, Deku! Izuku. You first! Bakugo threw an obvious right hook at Izuku, who dodged, swept Bakugo's legs, grabbed his arm and threw him into the ground before charging 10% of OFA into his leg and kicked Bakugo, sending him flying back. Bakugo got back up as he threw a nearby trash can at Izuku, which he caught, which led to Bakugo throwing random things at Izuku, catching all of them, which pissed Bakugo as he rushed Izuku again as Izuku subdued him with Black Whip and yanked the rabid dog to him. Izuku. Last warning, Bakugo. Give up now before I stop playing nice. Bakugo. Buck you and you're nice. Bakugo was just barely able to move his hand and blasted Izuku, which freed him from being restrained as Izuku shot back up as he powered up to 50% OFA as they rushed each other and started throwing heavy punches at the other. Every hit Izuku handed on Bakugo was fueled by over 10 years' worth of pent-up anger for Bakugo, as Izuku held nothing back as he bashed Bakugo's face into his knee before kicking him back. Bakugo. Damn it, I kill you, Deku! Along with your friends. Hell, I'll go through anyone if it means to kill you! Especially if they're quirkless. Suddenly, Bakugo tripped and fell flat on his face as Tsuyu wrapped her tongue around his legs as she yanked Bakugo up, giving Ida the chance to kick him in the ribs before Achiko took him by surprise and grabbed his face and threw him into the ground. She then used her quirk to make Bakugo weightless as Shoto blasted him with fire and ice, which sent him flying again as Achiko deactivated her quirk, making Bakugo fall, right in front of Momo as she kicked Bakugo in his family jewels before kicking him up, kneeing him in the back before putting him in an arm lock and stabbed him in the neck with something. While it hurt for a second, Bakugo was just barely able to shake Momo off him as he kicked Momo in the knees and kicked her in her womanhood as he held his hand in front of her. Bakugo. Say goodbye, Rich Hitch! Ha 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 ha! But no explosion came out of Bakugo's hand, which confused him as Izuku suplexed him into the ground as he stood over his former bully as Momo gave him what she stabbed Bakugo with, an empty syringe. Izuku. Quirk erasing bullet. Thank Overhaul for that. Only good thing that bastard was good for. Bakugo. No, 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 no. Izuku. That's right. You're quirkless now, just like I used to be. Bakugo. And oh. Momo then created a human-sized muzzle and put it on Bakugo, making him shut up for the most part, and also made handcuffs as she cuffed Bakugo and Mina, waited for cops to arrive as they were hailed away. Izuku. That felt good. Achiko. I'm surprised you keep one of Overhaul's quirk-canceling bullets, Izuku. Izuku. Well, I figured it would come in handy eventually. And I was right. Ida. Well, at least the classroom will be a bit more quiet now. Tsuyu. Thank God. Ribbit. Izuku. You guys want to get something to eat before we head back to school? I'm hungry. Everyone laughed as they went off to grab some food to eat as Momo and Izuku held hands as they smiled at each as they looked forward to their future together. Chapter 14, Epilogue. After celebrating defeating Nina and Bakugo, Izuku, Momo and their friends returned to Udade as they went to their rooms to relax after that fight. The rest of their time at Udade went pretty well as Izuku and the rest of 1A was able to defeat the League of Villains once and for all as Izuku killed AFO with his bare hands, putting an end to his tyranny once and for all, which also broke his hold over Shigaraki, as he fully became Tenko Shimura once more as he was taken in, but he was given the help he desperately needed when he was a child in hopes to make up for what he did under AFO's control. And Izuku and Momo were able to make up with the rest of their classmates after believing Bakugo and Mina. Granted, it took a while for the trust to be restored, but it happened. Upon graduating from Udade, Izuku, Momo and their friends quickly rose up the hero ranks, but they all made sure not to let the fame get to their heads and always make sure to take time for themselves. 6 years later. Izuku and Momo are now 24 years old as Izuku is the one hero with Momo being the 5 hero as they were currently relaxing at their home together. Izuku. This is nice. Momo. It is. Izuku. I'm actually a bit surprised things haven't been as crazy like they were back in our first year of UA. Momo. Yeah, kind of feels weird. Izuku and Momo kissed when they saw Eri, now 15, running to them with her 4-year-old sister Hina, both extremely excited. Eri. Mom, Dad, guess what? Hina. I got my quirk, Mommy and Papa. Hina showed her quirk, which turned out she got Momo's creation quirk, as Mom smiled as she lifted her little girl and kissed her on the forehead. Momo. That's amazing, Hina. You'll be a great hero like me and your daddy. Eri. Hey. Momo. You're not a full hero yet, Eri, although you're doing great in your classes. Eri. Thanks for the reassurance, Mom. Izuku. You know your mom's kidding, Eri? Eri rolled her eyes as she hugged her parents and little sister as Izuku and Momo looked at each other and kissed. Izuku. Thank you, Momo. Momo. For what, Izuku? Izuku. You were there for me.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.